Hey everybody, Al Fragnoli, Zach Sutty. Hot Topic Tuesday coming at you guys again tonight. We just wanted to chat about a couple hot topics in the sports industry right now, some things that have just come about in the last couple days. So Zach, we'll start you off with a question here. Last night, San Diego Padres are playing the Texas Rangers. Fernando Tatis Jr., a young talent with the Padres organization, comes up in the eighth inning. Bases are loaded. The team is up by, I believe, 7 runs at that point, so the game is pretty well in hand. And he swings on a 3-0 count, drives a ball to deep right field. It's a home run, grand slam, giving them a very comfortable 11-run lead. You could visibly see that the Rangers were a little bit upset by the situation. Rangers manager Chris Woodward was pretty upset in the dugout. And then on the very next pitch, you got Manny Machado that comes up to the plate, and the first pitch goes directly behind his head. That pitcher received a 3-game suspension by Major League Baseball today. Rangers manager Chris Woodward got a 1-game suspension. A lot of talk throughout the day in the baseball community about the unwritten rules in baseball and whether or not Fernando Tatis should have swung at the pitch. What are your thoughts, Zach? I mean, are there unwritten rules? Are they fair? Is it fair for the Rangers to be upset? Are they taking it a little bit overboard?
Well, I think if you're the Rangers, you have a right to be upset. But if you're the Padres, I see no issue with it. Depends on what side of the field you're sitting on. 3-0 count, ball was low and outside. I don't think it was a perfect pitch. The guy drove it opposite field. He didn't bat flip. He didn't take his time rounding the bases. He hit a good pitch. He drove it the other way. So I don't see anything wrong with it. I think, you put it in perspective. What if he hit a slow roller back to the mound and didn't run it out, or a slow roller to second base and didn't run it out? Would you be upset with him? So, I think everybody has this, their opinions on these situations, but you can't have it both ways every time. The guy took a pitch, saw a pitch, drove it the other way. He's talented. We know, or it's said that he missed a take sign, 3-0 take sign, whether they're up big or not. I don't know. I was taught to play to the end of the play to the end of the game. I know there's integrity in the unwritten rules, but these guys get paid for performance. Another home run and 4 RBIs. How can you tell a guy not to try his best? So I think you give 100% at all times, and even if you're up by 7 with a 3-0 count, you don't take a pitch just to protect the other guy's feelings, because you don't want to hurt their feelings. You play ball. You're a competitor. You want to face the best of each player. I don't think the pitcher would want to gimme on that. He needed to make a good pitch, and it actually wasn't a bad pitch. Like I said, I thought it was low and outside, and he drove it the other way. It was a good matchup. So I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with it, but if I'm getting slaughtered on the other side, I might have an issue with it.
Yeah. I think the Rangers can certainly be frustrated, with getting blown out in the game. I don't think you can be upset though, with what Fernando Tatis Jr. did. To your point, Zach, there was really no showboating. He didn't, throw the bat flip wasn't there. He didn't stare down the pitcher. He ran around the base after the home run. So there really was no showboating. So I don't see a big issue with it, in my opinion either. I think the bigger deal is that he supposedly missed a 3-0 take sign from his manager. So, I think that's the bigger issue that needs to be addressed, and hopefully he improves moving forward in that respect. But again, I have no issue with with him trying his hardest and playing his best and looking to give it his all. So I see no issues with the situation.
And Al, you mentioned the unwritten rules. The guy, doesn't take a 3-0 pitch when they're up by, I think they were up by 7 at the time.
Yeah.
The unwritten rules, I get it. I understand it. And then the next pitcher gets brought in and throws behind Machado. Right. So, I mean, they police it themselves. Then the MLB steps in and there's a suspension, as you said. So,
Right.
I mean, I think his teammate got on, wanted to protect the ego of his, the other pitcher and throw behind Machado, and 1-for-1. There it is. Unwritten rules. We're even.
Right.
So next topic, Al. Hot topic in Detroit. Detroit native yourself, currently live in Detroit. We have a lot of Detroit followers. The Tigers have called up two of their top pitching prospects, and correct me if I pronounce their names wrong here. Tarik Skubal gets the ball tonight, while the number one overall draft pick in the 2018 draft, Mize, starts tomorrow night against the White Sox, who have a new star as well. What are your thoughts on these two prospects? And being a guy that lives in the Detroit area, what is the excitement level among Tigers fans out there right now?
Yeah, so that's a great question, Zach, and thanks for asking it. So since the announcement was made early yesterday, there has been a lot of excitement around these two prospects being called up in the Detroit area. Listening to some sports talk radio yesterday and some today. It's pretty much the only thing they're talking about right now. So Tarik Skubal does get the ball tonight in a little bit. He's going to be the starting pitcher on the hill here. They're going to limit his pitches, they said, to about 40 or 50 pitches, which I think is fine. He's had some injuries in his college career. So he was a 2018 draft pick for the Tigers. He slipped to the 9th round. So there's a lot of talk amongst the major league community that he was actually a steal. But he had Tommy John surgery in college, so that's why he slipped a little bit. But he is the Tigers' number 5 overall draft or prospect right now in their farm system. So there's a lot of excitement behind him coming up. He split time last season in the minor leagues between Lakeland, which is the Tigers' single A affiliate, and then double A baseball in Erie, Pennsylvania, with the Seawolves. And in his time over there, he struck out 48% of the batters that he faced. So he's got a pretty live fastball. He's got some good action on he throws a curveball and a slider. So he's got a lot of movement on those pitches. So he's been pretty dominant last season. So I think there's a lot of excitement. There was a little bit of I think a lot of fans in the Detroit area were upset that he wasn't called up sooner. The Tigers, so far this year, they started off hot. They're on a 6-game losing streak right now, so they've struggled a little bit. Their biggest area of struggle has been their starting pitching. So I think a lot of the fans wanted to see him called up sooner. I have no issues with Al Avila holding on a little bit, especially when it comes to Tarik Skubal. He actually had COVID not too long ago, and he had some pretty rough symptoms. Took him over 2 weeks to fully start feeling better from what I've heard. So I think it's totally fine that they're taking it easy with him. And then Mize, who you mentioned there, was out of Auburn University. He was the number 1 overall pick in the 2018 draft. So same draft that Skubal came out of. He's a highly touted prospect, number 2 overall prospect in the Tigers system right now currently. So he gets the start tomorrow. And there's definitely a lot of excitement behind him as well. So last year he had 26 minor league starts between single A and double A, Lakeland and Erie. And he went 8-4 overall, ERA just under 3, 120 strikeouts through 123 innings. So almost a strikeout per inning. So he's got a lot of action on his fastball as well. I believe he threw a no-hitter in his first start in double A Erie last year as well. So there is a lot of excitement right now. People are looking forward to seeing what these guys can bring. They're going to be monitored closely. From my understanding, they're going to be on a pitch count between 40 and 50 pitches. So they're probably not going to throw a bunch of innings to start, and I'm totally okay with that. I think you'd rather be safe right now and take it easy with these guys and then bring them up slowly and monitor them from there. But they are 2 top prospects in the system, and they should be in a Tigers uniform for a long time to come if they both can stay healthy. So there is a lot of excitement right now.
Yeah, and I think the excitement is comparable to the speaking from Pittsburgh terms, when Garrett Cole came up and Jamison Tyone was approaching as well. Two top prospects that came up around the same time. So that was exciting for the city of Pittsburgh, and had some wins during their call ups. Short lived though here in Pittsburgh, unfortunately, and Jameson's still recovering from some health issues, but it reminds me a lot of that time period with the Pirates here. That's you're experiencing in Detroit. Now, both came from the 2018 draft. Think it's a little soon, because of the shortened season, that it's just an opportunity, and with the struggles of starting pitching, no minor league baseball, why not give them a shot?
So I think it's okay. Like I said, right now, I'm totally fine with the decision to call them up now. Again, they're going to be on a pitch count. They're not going to be out there throwing 80, 90 pitches, pitching 8 innings. You're not going to see anything like that. So even if they perform well, and and they don't allow any runs or anything like that, and they're at 40 pitches after 3 innings, you're still going to see them get the hook and get pulled after those 3 innings. So I think it's totally fine because they're monitoring them closely. Again, from what I've heard from a lot of the fan base, they've wanted to see these guys sooner. They've had an issue with the general manager, Al Avila, not bringing them up sooner. I have no problems with what he's done. Like I said, those guys know what they're doing behind the scenes. Skubal's had some health issues with COVID. He didn't participate in summer camp because of COVID. So they've been monitoring the guys. They've been down in Toledo doing inter squad games for that 60-man roster. So I'm totally fine with them being called up now. I think it's a good time, and we'll see what happens. So tonight and tomorrow should be pretty interesting.
Nice. All right. What time's first pitch tonight?
First pitch tonight, I believe, is at 8:10, and I believe the same thing tomorrow, 8:10.
Sounds good. Good luck tonight.
All right. Thanks, Zach. We appreciate it. Thanks everybody for tuning in tonight, and we will talk to you guys soon.